The EVA-8 shotgun, for when pilots at close range must die, and you mean right now. Let's have a look at its stats and how best to use it. With the fully automatic firing mode of 165 rounds per minute and the ability to score headshots, this gun is even deadlier than its Titanfall 1 counterpart by a decent margin. With 6 rounds in mag, or 10 with extended mags, you'll deal 25 damage per pellet times 8 pellets per shell. This drops off to 1.25 damage per pellet pretty quickly, so make sure you keep your enemies as close as possible. Technically, looking at the stats alone, your damage looks like it should start dropping off at roughly 2/3 of the range that SMG damage should start dropping off, but keep in mind that this is very difficult and tedious to actually test because the shotgun doesn't have a defined spray pattern like a Quake shotgun might have. If you're running this gun though, you don't really care about any of that. Your focus should be on going fast and melting faces because this gun lets you do just that better than nearly anything else in the game. Your headshot multiplier is lower than the norm. It's 1.25x as opposed to 1.5x, which is shared by all the assault rifles, SMGs, and LMGs. When amped, your damage range jumps up to 31.25 at close range and 2.5 at long range. The number of shots that you practically need to kill is entirely dependent upon range, aim ability, and to a very minor extent luck. However, the spread of this shotgun is so fantastically tight that you're never going to find yourself upset that you're missing shots due to pellet spread RNG or some other nonsense. It's 100% aim-based. This gun just works, and feels like running a hot knife through butter. My compliments to the chefs at Respawn. Generally, your success with this gun will often rely on how good you are at abusing Titanfall 2's mobility system. If you don't know how to bunny hop, air strafe, or in general just go as fast as you see me doing in these clips here, I strongly recommend that you stop here and switch over to some of my other guides, which are going to be linked here and in the description box down below. These will show you how to truly become fast and how to almost never touch the ground. Once you're able to do that comfortably, the EVA is really going to be a dream in your hands. While using the tactical attachment, one frag will get you almost a full charge of phase shift back. If you elect to use stim instead, usually 2 kills plus some time or 3 kills straight up will get you your stim back. This gun is all about chaining tactical ability uses back to back and mixing in amped weapons to reload it instead of sitting through the gun's default super long reload animation. Another practical usage I can see is defending hardpoints or flags in those respective game modes, but it's not my personal playstyle, so I'm not going to speak too much in depth on that. The idea here shouldn't exactly need a lot of explanation. Sit near a contested area of a map, wait for people to get close, and then blast them with your boomstick. You don't need me to teach you how to do that. All you've got to do is go fast, play in spaces with short sight lines, and be very aggressive in your tactical ability usage, and you'll do just fine with this weapon. As for a recommended loadout, I prefer running my EVA-8 with the tactical attachment. I regularly bounce back and forth between speed loader and extended mags as my second attachment. I really don't think that there is a particularly better selection between the two of these, at least if we consider them both together in a vacuum. Both have their merits, different players will prefer different things, but I think that one may outshine the other depending on which tactical you're using. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and recommend 2 different loadouts to capitalize on each different attachment, because that's where the main customization in this gun lies. The first variant runs phase shift as the tactical. We're going to pair speed loader with phase shift here. The reasoning is that we want to get a kill on somebody, then phase shift, and then reload immediately after beginning the phase shift. Use your phase shift as the reload dimension so that you're really close to having a full mag ready to go when you exit phase shift. With this loadout, you're almost definitely going to want to run Gravity Star as your ordnance just for the gravity boosting mechanic. Not having stim or grapple will make you very slow to cross the map in general, so boosting your speed with the Gravity Star is really going to help you out. If you're not comfortable with gravity boosting, you can always run arc grenades instead. This will give you 3 of the best tools in the game that have no counterplay and remove your opponent's ability to play the game, therefore making your loadout very strong indeed. I mean, technically they could also phase shift, but I hate advocating for anyone to ever use phase shift, so okay, before I get 9,000 comments in the comment section, yes, phase shift will directly counter other phase shifts and arc grenades. Yes, that is true. That does in fact work. By using a loadout like this, you're very quickly going to force your opponents to either switch to phase shift themselves or assault rifles, where they're going to stay very far back and away from you. Either way, you can use these things to your advantage to continue pressing your foes into the dirt with relative ease, or switch to a counterpick to their counterpick loadout. Continue working the metagame. For a secondary weapon on this loadout, I would recommend the standard charge rifle since it's both an anti-pilot and anti-titan weapon all rolled up into one. You can reach out and snipe people with this thing better than any of the actual sniper rifles in the game, in my opinion, all while simultaneously dealing a non-zero amount of damage to Titans. Granted, it's not a lot of damage, but it's certainly very consistent and very annoying to say the least. Extra ammo and fast swap are your only choices here. The other two attachments provide literally no benefit to what we're trying to do with this loadout. The second loadout variant runs Stim as a tactical ability. We're going to pair extended mags with our Stim here. The reasoning for this change is that we're never going to have the luxury of the reload dimension on our sides. We're often going to be running into our targets headlong, and oftentimes opening fire at very long ranges, just to ensure that our one good shot when we get close will secure that kill. You're going to be a bit more spammy with the EVA, so you need to have as many rounds in the magazine as you possibly can so you can score as many kills as possible without being stuck reloading. Try not to go too ham until you've got a stack of amped weapons ready. Then you can really start to go in on people and just pop that to reload your gun and spray 20 shells downrange faster than Blisk can shake his knife at. This loadout is definitely a great one for capture the flag if you're in a situation where you need to carry a team to victory. Stim into the base, pick a couple people off, and by the time you grab the flag and get back out, your tactical will have nearly given you a full charge of stim to get back out of the base with and back to your own flag stand. This is really quite a fantastic way to force caps to happen, or at least to put significant pressure on the opposing team. I would still recommend that you run the regular charge rifle and gravity star with this loadout for the same reasons we discussed a few minutes ago. On both of these loadouts, to reiterate, run amped weapons as your boost, fast health regen as one of your kits, and either low profile or kill report as your other kit. Kill report is super important when you're playing fast and aggressive in close range fights. You really just don't have time to be looking down at your kill feed to see who's alive and who's dead. It's immensely helpful to see graphically just where somebody died and to which team that pilot belonged in an instant. Go fast, don't go too far out of your way to aim for headshots, and you'll be sweeping the streets of the frontier in no time with this weapon. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you found these loadouts helpful. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below so we can continue discussing. I'll see you in the next one, pilots. Take care.